Hi, friends. Welcome to the preview episode for the Creative Impact Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Caldwell, and I'm so happy you're here. The goal of this podcast is to inspire and encourage you as you walk out your calling as an artist. Each week, I will be sharing conversations with fellow artists about life, faith, and the impact of the arts. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm married to my sweet husband, Ben, and I'm a dancer and an educator. I stepped into the dance world at the age of 10, and my passion for the art form has continued to grow ever since. I have a BFA in dance and a minor in business administration. I also have experience dancing at a professional level and have had the opportunity to teach at various studios and schools. Currently, I am the dance director and a dance educator at a public high school in Texas. I have a passion for utilizing dance and the arts in a way that brings healing and creates a lasting impact. Not only that, but I love connecting with people and learning more about how to live in a way that incorporates all of who we were made to be. Whether you're taking a walk, driving, doing laundry, or making dinner while you listen, this space is one where you will find warmth, you'll find encouragement, and you'll find real conversation. My hope is that by the end of each episode, you will be reminded of the value of your work and that you'll be refreshed and filled with motivation, inspiration, and courage in whatever season you are in. My hope is also that you would know you are not alone. There's a community that you can connect to as you walk out your calling as an artist. To give you an idea of what you can expect on the show, here are some clips from the first few episodes.
Once I got to New York, I got to perform with the company on stage, which is incredible. The dream come true, and that was the problem. That was a dream come true, and then what? Right? So I had dreamed the craziest dream, right? Ephesians 3:20 says that he's able to do immeasurably more than our wildest dream that we could ever think of. He can do that and more. And so he did that in my life. And then I was like, oh, okay, now what?
Right, what's next?
So one of my mentors, Thera Ward, she so clearly, so simply just said, oh, well, I guess you got to get bigger dreams.
I think that's the humbling thing about being an artist, and you probably can speak to this as well. It's like you look at something you did 2 years ago and you're like, ooh, someone paid me to do that. But then at the same time, it's like that's part of the whole process, is like being content with where you are and then also not being complacent and continuing to grow.
You know, the arts carry the fullness of the DNA of what it means to be alive. You know, I think think they're extremely crucial for our world. But as performers ourselves, where do we find our affirmation? Where do we find our acceptance that the offering is good?
And then I read this incredible story about a tax collector and a Roman centurion who come to the Lord and say, you know, now that we've been baptized, what do we do? Because to be a Roman centurion or a tax collector back in the day, those were, quote, unsanctified professions. And the Lord just says, look, remain in your professions, only use integrity and use compassion and kindness. And so I felt like God spoke to me so deeply through that and said, remain in the calling in which you were called, but realize that there are things that I want to sanctify and things that you've connected yourself to that are not going to be valuable for you or conducive to your life. So son, I'm going to walk you through this.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I hope you'll join me on this journey and connect with the Creative Impact community. You can find out more at www.creativeimpactpodcast.com or on our Facebook page. You can find us at Creative Impact Podcast. We would love to have you join in the conversation. I look forward to connecting with you.